Right, let's have a look at Neanderthal from Phil Eklund again. So, disclaimer, shock horror, there will be mistakes in this because this is another one that's quite tricky to get your head around. I did want to do these in order. Now, I've already done Bios Genesis, I've done Bios Megafauna. I cannot get my head around Bios Origins, so I'm going to have to come back to that. For whatever reason, it makes my brain do somersaults. Right, so small box, how does this work? Right, quick run through. Up here we have what's known as kind of biomes, pretty much like an area that you're going to go hunting in. And this is what you're going to get in the north, in the top there, and the bottom is the south area. And this is, I'll come back to those cards in a second. Up here is our little pile. This is events that are going to happen and in the same cards, or daughters. This is a full deck, but we're only going to use 10 cards. It's kind of like 10 turns, but an event might put more cards into that deck. In fact, I'll show you one quickly. This is roughly what the cards look like. And you have an event, which is kind of this section here. Then we're going to flip it and it becomes a daughter who's going to start immature. You can then get married, that kind of thing, and the husband could be immature. But you get bonuses on the cards. So some daughters you want to keep, some you don't. You've got to bid to get the daughter, all that kind of stuff. So we'll come back to them again. Down here we have our three groups. They're not quite tribes yet. They're what's known as vocal. So we need to put these discs, black, orange and white, into their brain to get them vocal. Once they go vocal, we can flip the card and they'll become tribal. And at that point, they've kind of worked their way up. They've got the speech and now they can actually negotiate with each other and that kind of thing. At the moment, they can't negotiate. They're just, you know, killing each other for hunting grounds and that kind of thing. Each starts with an immature elder. In this case, he's called a fire starter. You also get 6 hunters each. The disc that you start with is different for each of the 3 tribes, and these cards at the side are known as sexuality cards. Each one, again, they're randomly drawn and placed. This one is harem holding, pair bonding and harem holding. And the reverse sides are different. You can flip them, cost you more discs, blah blah blah. This one I've marked with a green because when you get a daughter, it's immature. You need to make it mature, then you can marry it. Maybe, maybe not. This guy, he can only use the special actions of his daughter if she is married. If she is not married, can't use the bonus. And that only applies to this guy because he got that card. So we're going to put the discs into the brain, get them vocal, make them tribal. Maybe, don't have to make them tribal. We'll go back to the cards here for what we're going to hunt. Cave hyena. Nice touch, by the way, that on this they've put a little silhouette of a person to show you the size of the animal. I like that. Very nice touch. Anyway, name, kind of a designation. This means that this guy's a predator. He could attack us when we're hunting prey. This is dice that's going to cause problems for us. 5 and a 6 in this case would mean hunters die. That's 2 1s would get us 3 babies, 2 black discs we could then move. If we got a treble, we could take this guy as a trophy. Card goes that way and he's a trophy. Now, all the cards obviously are different. Some will say that this is a big game. So if we get this guy, that predator is going to come and get this guy and try and get it off us. In this case, we must have a white disc to hunt this guy. The stars mean we need 2 rolls that have a 1 or a 2. So A 1 and a 2 would be a win, a 2 and a 2 would be a win, 1 and a 1 would be a win. 3 babies, and we could move a black and a white disc. That's basically what the cards mean. So, that is the quick introduction to it. And there is a sequence, we'll go through it. You do the events, you assign hunters, you do the hunt. You could court a daughter if there's one, that kind of thing. You can even domesticate some of the animals. This wild boar, for instance. If you manage to hunt this guy, in theory, you could try and domesticate him. You can only do that if you get all the discs, 5 discs in the brain. At that point you go tribal, then you can do, in that case, domestication, or in some of them you can do inventions. I think it's inventions. I think it's inventions. Anyway, right, okay, that was a very quick, brief introduction to this. Oh, let's do it. Right, let's do this. First card is, we have some events. We have global warming, chaos, blizzard, and we have 2 wanderlust. Right. Oh, and the top is telling us the player order: green, red, yellow. Hope you can actually see that. I don't know, but I don't want to turn on the whole autofocus thing where it keeps clicking and jumping back and forward. Hate videos that do that. Right, okay, we are going to do global warming. We are going to look at top card off here. We have a cave bear. Cave bear is going to come in now. At the very top of the card, there's the club there and there's a number. Tiny little number 8 in this case. I need to find which card here is the lowest number. And it's going to be the hyena, 14. He is going to move up, shoving that carcass out of the game. And that guy goes in there. So that's global warming. Chaos. We look at how many discs we've got. The discs are what's called vocabulary. So in this case, this guy has 3 black, 3 orange, 4 white. And the idea is that if you have too many hunters, then you're going to end up killing off a whole pack of your hunters. So in order, green. Green has, and they're all going to pass, but green has 6 hunters. And he has 4, 8, 12, 13 discs. So he could have 13 hunters and be safe as you like. Red, again, is also safe, and yellow, safe. He's got 9, 10 discs. So chaos doesn't apply. The blizzard is that you have to look at what cards you have in your hand. Daughters up here. And you need to have enough hunters to support those cards. So again, in this case, it doesn't apply. We don't have any cards. We don't have any animals that we've taken into our hand. So in this case, blizzard doesn't count. Let's see. We have the wanderlust. Wanderlust also doesn't apply because it goes with the chaos event. If you lose the most hunters in the chaos event, then you have hunters that come out of our dead pile and they go to the other player or players. So these events, that card, the rest of it doesn't apply. Right, so we come to the other half of the card, the housewife in this case. And up here, this is to do with courtship and marriage. That if there's going to be a husband, potentially, you roll. If there's a 1 or a 2, he could become a husband. 6, the daughter just kills him. Down here we have what they call kind of portal actions, I think they call them. And it's basically a special ability. Every card's different. So in this case, a phase 2 husband promotion would be free, and in phase 6 you'd be able to put a black disc in the brain on the Venus section. This guy's already got a black disc there, so he's not really interested in that card. So this guy's not really interested. These two, maybe. The idea being these two then have to bid to see who is going to get this daughter. And they have to bid, in this case, black and orange discs. Why they've put yellow on the card, I don't know. It messes me up every time. Black and orange would be the bids. Now, this guy, remember, can only use those abilities if she's married. This guy can use it as soon as she's mature. So they have to put in a bid. It starts at 1 and then just goes up. Whoever bids the most gets the lady. Let's see. So, obviously, I have to do all this myself. So, I'm going to say this guy's interested, but he's not going to use a whole bunch of discs because he can't use this straight away. This guy's interested, and he gets to go. No, he gets to go first. Then he gets to go. So I would say this guy would maybe bid 1. He might bid 2. Does he really want to bid 3? Not really. So this guy's going to go, nah, I'm out. You can have the lady. So we're going to say this guy bids black and orange. He now gets to keep that card. That is now an immature daughter. She can't be married because she's immature. Can't use the card either until those 2 discs come off. That would make her mature. You see where this is going? This is getting complex. Right. So that is what they call the culture auction, where we've done the auction. Vocal Cro-Magnon is going to keep the housewife. So next, that was phase 1. Phase 2 is hunter assignment. We now take the hunters, send them out to the cards to get hunting. Now, this is where green gets to go first. This is my little marker. Comes in the box as well. It's very nice. Green gets to go first. So he is going to place as many of his hunters as he likes on as many cards as he likes. So really, we want an easy catch that's not going to get us massacred. So, we're not going to go all in, but we'll go with 5 hunters and we will say, we could go with, he doesn't have to move any discs, so we are going to go with the wild boar. 5 on there. If he wins it, he's going to get 3 babies, and that's it. Next is red. So red is going to want babies to bump up the population. Not too much, because he's got less discs, but preferably something that's going to let him move those discs off of that card. Something that would let him move black and orange would be fantastic, but there's none. He could go for the fallow deer. That would let him move an orange disc. Maybe even get a trophy. So he is going to go 5. You know what? He's just going to go all in. Full 6. Yellow. He would also just like some babies for population. Nothing that's going to get him killed. Incidentally, they do have a black disc under this elder. So this is an immature elder. So they would like to move a black disc to make this guy mature. And it's a constant battle because there's events that will make you lose the elders. And you start again and it's immature, and then you go mature it, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So if he could move that black disc, he'd be quite happy. Let's see. Something that's not risky. He is going to go for all in for the red deer. This guy. Right. Yep. That is it. If we didn't have an elder down here, you know, if it was like that, he could use that guy as an elder. So that's another thing you could do. But we are just going to go for the hunt and go for it. Right, that was phase 2. Phase 3 is where you do negotiations, attacks, all that kind of stuff. Because they could all pick the same card. And then there could just be a bloodbath before there's even a hunt. So they haven't, so that's fine. If you're tribal, you can actually do bribery, negotiations, that kind of thing. But we're not. We are going to miss that whole shebang, and we are going to go phase, where are we? Phase 4. Phase 4 is where you would do hunt first, then you can do courtship if you were going to marry, but obviously we can't do that yet. Right, so we have, let's see, get some dice going here. Going to use these big giant dice so you can see them, hopefully. Right, first is red. He is going with 6 hunters, 1 dice each. He needs 2 1 or 2s to be successful. And he is, in this case. He gets 2 1s. He does get a 2 as well, so that's all good. 3 6s would have been bad elsewhere, because say we had picked this guy, that would have been 3 people frozen to death. If we had picked the cave hyena, that would have been 3 people dead. So that's why that was the easy move, and they win. And it's not a big hunt or anything, it's nothing fancy. So red comes back, all successful, all happy. He gets 3 babies from the pile. 1, 2, and 3. Now has a thriving population, and he can move an orange disc. So he's going to take it off that card. You always keep the discs. You always have them here somewhere. So that's done. If he had got a, well, in fact, he did get a treble. He got a treble 6. So with the fallow deer, he got that successful. He got 3 6s. That means that this can be taken as a trophy, which then becomes a fallow deer trophy. I'm just going to stick him in the side here. Yeah, 1 trophy. Right, because that's a trophy, that space remains empty. Basically, they've hunted that pretty much out of that area completely. So the fallow deer have now gone elsewhere, we'll say. Next is, oops, I've done that wrong. Green should have went first. Oops, my bad. It doesn't really matter in this case though. So 5 dice, and they are looking for 2 1s and 2s as well. And they do. They get a 1 and a 2. They get a 1 and a 2. They don't get a treble though, because they got a 5 there. So green guys come back, all good and happy, and they get 3 babies. 1 2 3. All good. Yellow. Yellow is also going to go 6. Same again. 2 1s or 2s. And Absolutely nothing. I've played this game 2 or 3 times now, and every time yellow is the unluckiest player always. And it's continuing because he got not one, and not any 2s. Did get a treble, but that card doesn't have a treble on it. So these 6 numpties come back empty-handed. They get nothing. 6 dice you had, yellow. 6 dice. Come on. Right. Next part would be... Oh, wait. Oh no, that's okay. Did I screw that up? No, did I screw that up? Oh man. Nope, I didn't. Tell a lie. Normally when you hunt these guys with the kind of flint symbol, you get attacked by a predator, but the predator is up there, so doesn't count. Whew. Huh, that was close. Right. Didn't screw it up after all. Go me. Right. There's no courtship or anything. We're not doing any of that. There's no predators. That's phase 4's done. Phase 5 would be domesticating animals, that kind of thing. These guys. Don't have any. Not doing it. Phase 6 is where we look at what we've got here and say, okay, let's see what we can do. Phase 6, you can do a portal action, which is where you look at what you've got in your brain here, and that's what you could take off cards that are up here. So in this case, he can't do a portal action. He's only got orange, and that's black. So that's not happening. So nobody can do a portal action. Nobody has 5 discs in their brain, which would make them go tribal. There's a thing called neolexia action, where you can... sorry, that was neolexia. When you take a disc from here, or look at that disc and say, I'm going to use that disc to take that off. That's neolexia. A portal action is the bit on the card that's a bonus. Nearly got them mixed up there. So she's immature, can't use the bonus, and orange disc against a black disc, can't do neolexia. Elder actions only apply to tribes. We haven't gone tribal yet. So that's it. That was the first turn.